Welcome to CoinBook. My name is Calvin Waite, and I'm a professional crypto trader. I really like getting feedback from you guys about the market, what you're trading, successes, failures, so I'm going to go ahead and start giving out a t-shirt every week now. What I'll do is I'll look at all comments from Thursday to Thursday, and then Friday select a random winner. Well, it is quite amazing to see how much strength there is in this market. Yesterday, we were watching this really long drop, and essentially this entire sell-off happened during the weekend. So the day ends at 0 UTC, so it was pretty much in the evening in the United States that we actually ended up closing this. So it's kind of, from a United States perspective, these candles are sort of chopped in half. Our day sort of starts in the evening and then it goes to the next evening at 6 o'clock my time, but 8 o'clock Eastern time at night. So anyway, the majority of our Sunday happens on Monday. So what happened is late Sunday night, this had dropped way down to 30,000, but by morning we were already recovering, and then once all of the big institutions and normal businesses opened, we did nothing but pull our price all the way back throughout the rest of the day, and we ended up closing in an extremely bullish way. We've talked about how candle structure works quite a few times, but I want you to see that every single one of these red candles is bullish. This correction was sort of forced, but it's fine. We actually are really happy to have this correction. But you can tell from the shape of these candles that investors are not sold on the price going down. The tail on this is way longer than the body and the tail on the other side, on the wick on top. You can see the wick on bottom here is very long compared to the wick on top. And then yesterday, this wick is extremely long and there's almost no wick at all. So what happened is these long wicks represent buying power. If we had closed down here, today would have been ugly because there's no strength in a candle that closes really close to the bottom. The fact that we pulled it up and essentially 2/3 of the candle was nothing but strength and only 1/3 was downward pressure, you can see how we are losing momentum to the downside. Our momentum is changing to the upside. So we have a small candle. So if we're looking at just candle bodies, so we'll look at candle bodies now. Very small start to a turn down. More momentum because this candle body is larger. Even more momentum because this candle body is larger. But now, today, with 4.5 hours to go, we are now losing that downward momentum. We're about to turn the corner and head back up quite soon. And it has a lot to do with the past 2 days having just giant support underneath them. So it is pretty incredible, and you can see, look at our trend line. Here's our fast rise line. We are staying above it as support. So these wicks through, all they do is confirm that there is support here. If you wick through and you come back up, we are bouncing off of these lines. So even these wicks that wick through, they are essentially a springboard showing that, yeah, we did get down to here, but investors are not going to allow it to stay here. So we did this giant wick down, and it just showed how much support there was on this trend line. So after today, if we stay above this line, we're going to be respecting this line as support, and this line is stronger than ever. So looks like we're going up. I would be pretty nervous to be in an all cash position or completely short in Bitcoin right now. Here we are. We've got a lot of strength in our altcoin market. We are definitely breaking up a bit. So we've got our price right now, our total market cap is 8.3 million Bitcoin. There's a lot of green on the market today, so you can definitely see that we're starting to feel this change in direction and momentum. We haven't broken out yet, so it's going to be really nice because we're going to have a lot of nice, good entries into the altcoin market. As many of you know, I do a lot. I've programmed my own bots with a lot of the strategy that I talk about, and I have about 100 coins that I trade. And for the longest time, all the way through this bear market since September, I've only had about an average of 5 to 7% long positions. And now that we're starting to turn this corner, I have 18% of my positions in long positions. So there are many coins that are showing the right structure, the right strength, and but there are many more that are probably going to close within the next day or two. So I'm betting by the end of the week will be 50%, which in my mind is essentially an alt season, because this is the bottom. This is where we're turning around and moving. If I head over to others dominance, you can see that we are trading in the upper range, the upper portion of our trading range that we've been dealing with lately, and we're getting a little closer. Here's our 50-day moving average, and we are getting closer as it falls and as we gain support. If we break out of this red zone, that's all season. So I'm making trades in anticipation of that happening at some point. So looking good, guys. Oh no, here comes the Bitcoin correction. It's gonna steal all of our fish. No. Thank you, Bitcoin correction. Thank you for giving us so much upside potential. So in the comments, one of the suggestions was to do a live stream, which would be really fun. If I could find a consistent time where my house was quiet, I would absolutely love to do that. I've got a bunch of kids doing school from home, and it just seems like I've got 5 kids at home, so I have a loud house. So I kind of do these videos when I can, but I'm gonna really think about that and see if I can figure out a day per week where we can all kind of get together and we can do coin requests and different things. But in the meantime, there were 2 requests in the comments that I would just touch briefly, and one of them is VeChain. And VeChain is very interesting because if you look at our, let me zoom out a little bit so we can kind of see the history of VeChain. VeChain started with a lot of excitement. We dropped down and found our first major support line, and then we came up, it failed, and then it's been resistance for a while. When we finally butted up against it enough times, we found we went ahead and destroyed this and blew up all the way up to these highs up here. And then we've kind of had a rocky retracement. We finally got back down to it because because the upside was so much greater than our downside. This wasn't going to hold, so it broke through, and now we're sort of in this consolidation period. But what's interesting is sneaking up on us down from below, we have these supports that are gaining momentum. And so this is our all-time low, and then these are points where we've attempted to get down into these lower ranges. Well, look what happened a few days ago. Well, actually, it was almost a month ago by now. I didn't even see this because I don't trade VeChain just because I'm not in the... I just don't have a good exchange to get to it very easily. But look at this. We absolutely touched this line. And it was a quick touch and then up and off, which means this line is absolute support. So this is great. This bottom here was a low of 52. So this was definitely the ultimate buy, but now we're consolidating. So after a green zone, we usually exit at the end of the green zone. So this would have been the exit if you hadn't exited prior. And then this was our bull trap. And then we've been selling off. But what happens oftentimes is when we get out of this, when we get to the red zone, the first time we exit the red zone, especially, I mean, this is it's kind of a tough entry. The first exit of a red zone is a little less likely to be the ultimate break, just because we've come down from such a big thing, and this is usually a kind of a relief rally. But even then, I wouldn't have been afraid to take a buy at 87. But what we've done now is our 50 has absolutely flattened out. Because we've consolidated so well, we are starting to flatten out our 50. And you can see that these little yellow zone patches, yellow zones would be red zone if the angles were right. If they were sloping down, if the 50 was sloping down and the 100 was sloping down, then these would all be red. But the fact is, it's so flat that it's flipping between sloping up or being flat to down. So I think VeChain will do well once we finish consolidating. If the rest of the market goes bullish and does an alt season, you better believe that VeChain will benefit from that. So where we're trying to wait till the exit of the red zone to get in, I don't think it'll be too much longer till we get there. But these moves here, this is a limited downside with a lot of upside. So I think it's a decent risk. The other coin that somebody requested me to take a look at is Ethereum Classic. And I did mention this one yesterday, but look at how we've got this new high established. Now we're trading in the middle of our range. We could have this expanding zone here. I mean, that is a possibility. But I feel like after dropping so far, having a new higher high in the books, I'm suspecting that we will most likely grab a higher low here and have a bullish change. So I think the people that are waiting for Ethereum Classic to turn around, you may not have to wait much longer. I bet within 2 or 3 weeks we will retest our 50 again. So anyway, I'm not afraid to take this because I think the risk is low and the reward's high. So I'm fine to take one position just because everything I buy is a very small position. I think I'm doing like 0.5% of my portfolio in Ethereum Classic. So, but it should pay off. I think eventually, just given patience, this will be a really good move. So Ethereum seems to be our flag bearer when it comes to alt season. So we want to see Ethereum gaining strength. And look what we've got at yesterday's close. So when we had this nice pop, we moved down, we found support on the 50 and the 100. The 200 didn't really hold, but it was short-lived. So we dropped through it and popped right back up. And then we've been butting up against this major resistance here. But look at yesterday's close, exactly on the 200. So when we land on a support line like this, a trend line like this, it usually gives the market a chance to make a decision. If we immediately open and we sell off on the other side of it, it lets you know that when we rested on this became a switching point. But the fact that we've rested and we're having a green day tells you what? Tells you that the 200-day moving average is support. So with these nice lows and with this high consolidation, we're about to see Ethereum Classic go up. That is the greater than 50% chance scenario here. We have gaining support, and we're finding support on higher and higher trend lines. Once you're above the 200, you're above anything that anyone is interested in. So we're getting there, guys. This could really be the start to our season. So a couple of coins that are doing really well. ADA is doing kind of the same formation as Ethereum. If we can, we were up here earlier today, but boy, would it be nice to close above this section here. But look at how we're gaining support on these, on the 50. Like this is really nice. Same thing with Stellar. Lumens, they're doing well. We've had a golden cross, and then we slipped below the 200. But today might be the day where we stay above and we can start gaining some momentum. So those are all really good. And down the list, there's some really nice moves. I think I'll be entering this coin, Hedera, today. So that one's looking really, really nice. Mana, so Decentraland, it's got that same thing. We've got this low drop, and then we've swung down, rejected off the 50, but this looks like the start to a higher low. So we've got the next level. We've got a low and a higher low. So we're starting to change the direction of this move. So this is definitely one that I'll probably be entering within the next few days. And then, the past few days I've been kind of amazed at Zencoin, because we've essentially, we're getting close. We're at least double and coming up on triple if we hit like 100,000 Satoshis. But so what I did is I kind of looked at this. Whenever I see something that's going up too fast, you kind of need to open the hood and see what's going on in the underbelly of these. And I like to just go straight to the 5-minute chart and then zoom out a ton, just to kind of get an idea for the shape of this. So here's our 38,000 Satoshi level. Actually, this is probably where it began, 35,000. And where we kind of popped up, consolidated. The real move happened right here. So we had a giant move, we've pulled up. This was our chance to fall apart. We lost our line here and definitely went and traded below our consolidating point here. So we popped up, popped down, but found support. And then we launched again. And then we've kind of found a couple of support levels here, and now we're trading above those. And do you see what we are forming? So we are forming a really nice ascending triangle. Look at that. In the next couple of hours, we're probably going to make a decision, but the greater than 50% chance, the greater than 50% odds that direction that this is going to break out is probably to the upside. So as overextended as it is quite amazing to kind of get down in and see what is actually happening deep down. Someone in the comments was asking kind of how this works. Like why would the greater chance be to go up? Well, number one, whenever you have a resistance that is losing ground at a slower pace, that means that people are slowly lowering sell orders, and they are kind of, they have more confidence that the other side's going to close their order, and this side is going up much faster. So that means that buyers are panicking, and they're having a hard time getting into their orders. So they are placing orders at a higher rate. And when the squeeze happens, the ones that have more confidence versus the ones that are buying and trying to capture anything they can at a faster pace, they usually break the upper wall. So I would not be surprised if we see a pop to 100 in not much more time. So pretty interesting. Fun to look at some of these and see what's going on. There is one last thing that I failed to mention on Bitcoin about the consolidation that's happening. So let me get over to Bitcoin. What we have, when we drop down and create these bottoms, they also create targets for us. So when we had this drop here, it gave us a target of the exact same distance to the top. That's how we knew we were going to hit 40,000, or at least 38,000, because that's what our number was. Well, look what's happening here. This, if we pull out of this and retouch our top, we're going to essentially we're going to take this distance and we're going to lay it on the other side. And so this consolidation here is moving us into a $50,000 Bitcoin. So I will try to kind of show you what that's going to look like. So what happens is, wherever we find, if there's a channel, it's where the channel breaks. But if there is no channel and it turns out that we have to retrace to our resistance, then this is where it would be. So if I put this right up here, our distance is going to give us another $10,000, and our target is now 50,800. So this drop is exactly what we need. See, this is why I get so excited about these drops, especially when I can tell that there's a lot of fuel behind these types of things. If we pull back and touch our high and then break it, our target's 50,000. So we are absolutely setting ourselves up for some good moves. These retracements are nothing to be sad about. This is so great. Anyway, I hope everyone has an awesome day. We'll catch you on the... Okay, it is time to separate the CoinBook trolls from the CoinBook fans. So, these are the magnificent t-shirts that we are giving away every Friday. These are individually packaged with love from your best friends, China. There's also this incredible option designed by yours truly, and we'll be giving away probably one or two of these every Friday to just a random comment on any of the videos over the past week. But, and I don't blame you, if you absolutely cannot live without one of these shirts, I am willing to part with them for $15 worth of your favorite crypto. Just reach out to me on social media and we'll get you guys hooked up.